Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 29th of June. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
Gary, one more day till the close of the financial year, and may I just say to the financial year, good riddance. Yes. And go... I won't say that.
No, you don't say that, Phil, but it's a financial year we're happy to see the end of, Phil, because let's face it, tough year. A lot of people have done it tough, so we feel for all those businesses that had to close through lockdown or were badly affected because thankfully JobKeeper kept a lot of people through and alive, Phil, but it has been a very tough year and things that have never been seen or witnessed before by people in the world, let alone, of course, the business world. Terrible, terrible time. But we move ahead, Phil,
yes,
with positivity in the wonderful state of Victoria, Phil.
A bit of a shout out to our cousins in New South Wales,
yes.
the smug state.
Yes,
so let's be clear, it's been a very, very smug state for most of COVID. And now they're actually experiencing what the rest of Australia has experienced. Having said that, lockdown in Sydney means you've got to rearrange the deck chairs on the lawn overlooking the harbour. Exactly. So, a shocking way to be locked down, of course, in New South Wales with your harbour views.
Yes, only 2 hours per day walking along the Bondi foreshore and having a coffee at that time. A very sad situation. But, it's funny because, of course, we've got friends in Sydney, you've got family there, we've got friends there, and you talk to people about what went on here, and they've just actually got no idea what it's like. And now, of course, they're all gobsmacked and they're like deer in the headlights. We've got a lockdown. Well, come over here and see what it's like when it goes on for months and months and months. You got a couple of weeks, so suck it up, sweethearts, over there in Sydney.
Having said that, I know a lot of people that watch the show, we've had some rather negative feedback during this COVID time, Gary, because we've taken criticism with the Victorian government. I mean, you've got to remember, viewers, it's a democracy. You're allowed to have healthy debate.
Yeah,
but we look to New South Wales, and dear Gladys has really managed COVID far better than any other state in Australia, because ultimately this is their first lockdown. Yeah. So as somebody was saying, it's just bad luck. Well, no, it's not bad luck. Right. It's probably just good management. But then that's not a political smack at the Andrews government.
And Gladys has taken the greatest weight of bringing people back from overseas, and people that desperately want to come back to their families, back to their lives, back to their homes. So she has really been the one that stood up.
So to the viewers that take umbrage at our constant prodding of the government, which, as I again say, a healthy democracy, you do need to prod and have debate. There is no question. The facts and the figures clearly show that Gladys has managed COVID far better than Dan.
And by the way,
welcome back, Dan. Though good to have you back. And I'm sorry that you've had a hard time over the last few months, because we don't wish ill on anybody.
And by the way, we're happy to knock any government as well. We just like to knock establishments. So for those of you that think that we're just so pointed one direction or another, we're happy to have a go at everybody. So don't worry about that.
That's it.
But anyway, good luck over there in Sydney. And as we like to say, a bit tongue-in-cheek, bad luck. Because welcome to Melbourne, and you know what lockdown's like. We're the experts, so if you need some help, actually,
if you need some help reorganising your furniture on the lawn, overlooking the edge of the swimming pool, overlooking the Sydney Harbour, just let us know, and we can give you some tips on how to reorganise your furniture.
Phil can tell you how to get takeaway from Attica, restaurants like that, which is his lockdown experience. So he did it really tough. Shall we go through the weekend, Phil? We've had some great results, and some things. There are some runaway trains, Phil, and we have auctions, like 20 auctions on a weekend, and of course the cynics out there said, that was underquoted. Well, reality is not everything goes through the roof, and not everything goes through the roof is underquoted. But sometimes, Phil, there are runaway trains, and I've got to say, there was a few of those on the weekend. I was the auctioneer of a couple of auctions, Phil, where the vendor was very reasonable and realistic, was prepared to sell in the range, and we advertised in the range. There was evidence around the range. But lo and behold, Phil, there are some runaway trains out there that you just can't always get exactly what's going to happen. We don't know. We're not that clever.
Having said that, the viewer is sitting at home going, what's a runaway train? I mean, you use that as an explanation for things that happen. But there is, like, if you're a viewer that's sitting at home going, why is an auction a runaway train? I mean, there are no runaway trains.
There are.
When in the history of the Australian white settlement where they introduced locomotives? Has there been a runaway train?
Why are you making this a race issue, Phil? Why does it have to be about white settlement?
I just think...
Why aren't the Indigenous people of Australia having their own trains, Phil?
I just think that's just a stupid way to describe an auction that gets significantly over the... Why don't you just say it? We've had some auctions that sold for significantly over reserve because there was a significant amount of interest. Oh no, we've got to describe significant interest and a significant result over the reserve as a runaway train. It's just stupid.
How beautiful and sunny was Sunday? Well,
Sunday
lovely
was,
work in the sun, wasn't it?
Sunday was
really nice.
It was one of those typical,
lovely sunny
winter's day with not a runaway train in sight.
You don't get many of those. Hey, I'm getting off track, Phil. We do that.
Getting off track. Here we go again. So that you can
a lot of trains.
Talk about
I tell you what. I love a bit of train action, Phil.
What are we going to be? Thomas the Tank?
Is it Jerome Weimar? Is he the representative of the Victorian government that used to be in charge of all of the train transport things?
I wouldn't bother knowing that sort of information.
I love that sort
Shout
of
out to Jerome who?
Jerome Weimar, Phil. He was now in charge of talking about COVID, but before he was tracking out trains and stuff like that. Anyway, runaway trains and off the track. We are getting off track a little bit, Phil. But it was a beautiful sunny day on Sunday. There was lots of crowds around. We don't have to wear the masks anymore, so it's nice to be mask free, Phil. And here we are, unmasked.
Although I would say to you that there were a lot of people wearing masks on the weekend.
People are doing it now. It's become a fashion statement.
I actually wondered whether I was in breach of the rules, and maybe I was.
It's hard to keep up, isn't it?
Because ultimately, I reckon 75% of people that I saw at auctions on the weekend had masks on.
I think it's something about you, Phil. I think maybe they don't want. Maybe it's because they just don't want you to know who they are, or they feel more comfortable, or they feel that maybe you're emitting an unhealthy kind of emission coming from your body, perhaps. Because my auctions weren't like that at all. In fact, most people did not wear masks. So that's a bit of an interesting. I'll tell you what else happened though, Phil. There was an auction with like 100 people. You're allowed to have 100 people now as long as they're spaced, and they are spaced, because we've got to keep up with the rules. They change all the time. It's very difficult. If you wanted to be a good, obedient citizen, Phil, it's very difficult to keep up with all the rules that require you to do so. But
and it's rather unfortunate that the government is outsourcing the keeping of the rules to real estate agents.
That's right, exactly right. But we are checking it carefully, and of course following the rules. But isn't it amazing when you have an auction, and I have one at the weekend, 100 people, 3 bidders all there. 97 people over there.
It's the power of energy.
I don't know about the psychology about that, and I'd like to understand if there's a psychologist somewhere out there that can help us understand why people stand at a certain place.
It's called gravitational pull, Gary. There is a term for it, but it's interesting. We talk about energy, positive energy, negative energy, and it's one of these unseen things. But I think that most human beings would be aware that things happen when you put ideas and thoughts out. Things tend to happen, but it's really interesting. You're right, because you can get 100 randoms, 100 strangers, and what is the chances of the 3 people that are going to bid all ending up in the same spot? That's what we call in psychological terms, Gary, gravitational pull.
That was fascinating. It made no sense at all. It was absolutely fascinating. But it does happen.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's gravitational pull.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, I'd like some understanding. If someone's got a scientific explanation or maybe a psychological, let us know, because we're just simple real estate agents. By the way, Phil, Phil's mailbag. We have got a bit of mail. Let's put up that Phil's mailbag little symbol, Phil, because you've got some mail here from Malay, who's always been a regular viewer and always been a delight seeing the banter. Along with the update on recent sales and upcoming listings. So thanks, Malay. We appreciate lovely feedback like that. And here's your sister, who weighed in from the sunny shores of Lockdown, Sydney, Lockdown, New South Wales. Thanks for the shout out. Good show. Didn't know about the Alpha. She never knew about the Alfa Romeo drive into PLC, because she'd left then. It was your younger sister, of course.
Might have been.
Your younger sister, of course.
Anyway, there's one thing my sister does know about me is that I'm not the best driver, and this is the way my sister and I now communicate.
Yeah, exactly. through past and through past accidents, reflecting on past accidents that you've had. Thankfully, no one. Phil doesn't have accidents with people. He has with objects that don't move, more so poles and fences. Anyway,
it's gravitational pull.
Gravitational pull. Your car car gravitational pulls towards poles and things. My
Can we
mother used to
move on?
say she's sick of moving poles. She was a bad driver, my mother.
Your mother.
I loved her dearly.
Your
but
mother, may she
was a
rest in
bad
peace,
driver.
but she was a shocking
She was a bad driver. I remember and this is not funny.
And a bit of a chain smoker in her day,
she
too.
might have smoked, and it kept her going to 94. I don't mind saying, Phil. So for those of you,
Should have been an ad for Marlboro. It should have been your
right.
mother on a horse.
Exactly right. I reckon she would have, said maybe if I stayed a bit more, I would have gone a bit longer. But she did absolute opposite. But I remember she did actually run over one of our clients outside our office. It wasn't funny because he had a good leg and not such a good leg, and she hit the good leg, and that was not good for her, for the guy, or for our business, Phil. She did used to wipe out a few tables at the cafe when she reversed her car, and the people were sitting outside. But anyway, your sister, but you and my mother had that in common. But glad you have some time off this weekend, and you can buy her something special, says your sister Sarah.
Lovely.
Lots of love. Phil, I think it's time we talked about some of the auctions and some of those runaway trains. One sale that wasn't a runaway train, but it was a strong result. And I've got a property to talk about that we didn't sell, Phil, so stay tuned for that, viewers, because I reckon there's a screaming goodbye. In fact, I'm going to go there first, Phil, because how about this for a buy? 300 Dandenong Road, Phil. This property, I've got to say, is a screaming goodbye. A 3-bedroom, semi-detached home on a good block of land, Phil, over 300 square metres, with parking, a pretty facade. This can be bought, Phil, for $1,099,000. And last time we reviewed a property on here, by the time it went to air, it was sold already. Such a good buy it was.
It's a good omen, Gary.
And I've got to say, this will get sold very quickly. If it hasn't got sold by the time you watch this, get down and buy it. For $1,099,000, 300 Dandenong Road is a wonderful buy and opportunity. Anyway.
Looks like it.
Didn't sell on the weekend, but Phil, the block of flats in Hotham Street, or block of apartments, as you like to say, a block of apartments. It's a block. It's not, Gary. It's not a block of flats. It's a block of apartments. Anyway, sold 1 to 7 at 110.
You're having a lovely little GPTV there on your own.
Oh my! 1110 Hotham Street, St Kilda East, Phil. Was for sale for 4 to 4.4. It sold, and you can work out the price for yourself. Started off my Saturday morning, Phil, in Hector Court in Moorabbin. We love Moorabbin, all those suburbs. Moorabbin, and Hyatt.
We're doing a lot of business in
Mentone,
Hyatt.
Cheltenham, all great areas. We love those.
Seaford.
Yep, indeed.
Chelsea.
Yep, we're getting a bit further now, aren't we, Phil? Frankston, maybe. We'll go there. We've
did
sold
sell
there
in
before.
Frankston.
We
Gould
did.
Street in
Mornington,
Frankston.
we sold there. But Hector Court, Moorabbin, Phil, 4 bidders, I think we had in this property in Hector Court. Very popular, delightful buyer with a lovely smile. Can I say that, Phil? Because there were other buyers there that also were lovely, but this particular had a lovely smile. A photo of her and the vendor up there on screen. 5 at 2 Hector Court sold for $683,000. Hot property down there, Phil. Single level villas continue to be popular. Got a thought about them?
Yes, single level villas, Gary. Terrific opportunity to get into the market in a single level villa.
Thanks, Phil. That was great. I had a bit of an Italian theme on the weekend for my auctions, Phil, because I enjoyed saying Arrivederci Roma as I drove away from number 5 Roma Street, Bentley. Now, Phil, this was amazing because we thought this would get in somewhere around that kind of 125 to 1375. Vendor was hoping to get that top of the range,
yes,
or
Gary.
more if possible.
Yes, Gary.
Phil, this went nuts, I got to say that, and now blocks of land in Bentley are selling for $1,735,000 because that's what this sold. And by the way, interesting story, Phil, if you talk about love thy neighbour.
You're up and about today,
aren't you? I'm loving it today.
How many coffees did you have this morning?
I've just pumped, Phil. Actually, it was one of those rare weekends where I did more auctions than you did. You had a bit of a quiet one.
I did.
I was out in the hustings, Phil, out in the hustings. But I've got to say, this auction was amazing because 2 people were bidding, and then one of the bidders turns and looks across the road and goes, "Hey, you're my neighbour." So the neighbours were bidding against each other, not in the street, but from another area, against the same property.
What's
Love
that
thy
neighbours? What's that neighbours theme song
Love thy
about?
neighbours?
No, from
everybody
neighbours.
loves their neighbours.
Well, not at that auction, I wouldn't have thought.
Everybody, no, they didn't love it. And I said to you can keep bidding because you're not going to be living next to each other anyway, sooner or later, because one of them was going to go anyway. 5 Roma Street, 1.735 for a block of land in Bentley. That's what it's come to now, Phil, and that's unprecedented. And we just don't
rocking
know.
there in Bentley, Gary, and shout out to our Bentley team who are doing a great job out there. But ultimately, the market's on their side, isn't it?
Well done to
Bentley just continues to thump. I was having this conversation with somebody about Bentley because I did an auction in Kennedy Street on Saturday, which also went thumpingly well.
Undisclosed price.
I said to somebody that if you live in Bentley and you make a 5-kilometre geometric circle around your house and say that's where I'm going to live my life, and most people that when you buy a house, that's you tend to go to the local parks and the local shopping centres. But
Cafes,
if you make Bentley your home within a 5-kilometre radius of Bentley, you have got the best facilities.
Beaches,
best
snowfields.
Parks, you've got GSAC, you've got Centre Road in Bentley, you've got access to shopping centres, you've got access to the DFO type things down in Moorabbin. So it's a really well-placed suburb, which really does go to show that position is everything and amenity is everything.
And well done to those Bentley agents that were involved in the weekend, to Jan Dosen in Kennedy Street, to Ben Eisner in Roma Street, and Leon Grisenfeder, of course, the director of that office. Anyway, for no sooner did I say Arrivederci Roma, that I said hasta la vista, Bella Vista, because I went from Roma to Bella Vista. Now, Phil, one Bella Vista road was off the charts, Phil. We expected 1 to 1.1. That was our range. We knew it was popular. We didn't know how popular. Vendor had owned that home for I think it was 47 years, Phil. It was this was a weekend we sold a lot of people's homes that had been a long time.
Yes.
Roma was 25 years. This was, I think, 46 years. Bella Vista.
What's going on today?
Sold for $1,560,000 for a semi-detached 2-bedroom home in Caulfield North.
Completely unrenovated.
Very basic condition with parking. What a battle and what a fight it was for that, Phil. What is going on?
Do you know what, Gary? You cannot underestimate the demand for unrenovated period homes, because they are somewhat of a blank canvas for people, Gary, to paint their dream upon the canvas. And a period home with a modern renovation is always well sought after. And that home, Gary, gave people the opportunity to say, I can do what I want without having to spend money on somebody else's poor renovation.
And the vendor was, the buyer, I should say, an astute lady who's going to renovate that home. So we're looking forward to seeing the works done there. Phil, another property that we sold on the weekend was 35 Ludbrook Avenue. That was your only auction on Sunday. You had a pretty relaxed kind of... How many auctions did you do on the weekend?
I did 2, actually.
It was quiet for you.
It was. And I must say, you can see the reason that you're so chipper today, because you finally did some auctions on the weekend. It's
a
good
drug.
for you.
It's a drug, isn't it?
It is, Gary.
It's a drug.
Can we talk about the weekend that's coming up,
no,
Gary?
Phil, I've just got to say, one at 41 Kooyong Road, Phil, auctioned that. And just in the theme of people staying in homes a long time, never been sold before, Phil, been owned by the same family since 1967, Phil.
Wow.
It's around about the time that you and I were born. Anyway, sold that one with 3 or 4 bidders. So congratulations to the buyer.
Okay, well, that was the weekend that was.
Yeah.
We had
Phil, let's review properties this weekend. We can't wait for the weekend, because on Wednesday we have a block of course, we've had the block apartments today. You can find out about that next week in Goulay Street, 1 to 6 of 46 Goulay Street. Fantastic block. 1 to 845 Belsize Avenue, Carnegie. Try this block on for size, Phil. It's up for auction tomorrow.
Gary, what an incredible building, but what an incredible location. That's right in the epicentre of Carnegie, where all the action is, and that is a block of 8, Gary. So if you're an investor, come along to that, because that's a ripper.
There's some 20 auctions or so going up this weekend, Phil. It's a crazy smorgasbord of offerings. And
of winter offerings.
Winter offerings, July offerings. In fact, Phil, we're going to start off at 9:30 a.m. In Melbourne. Melbourne Street, Murrumbeena, that is, David Thompson.
1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and that will be opened up Melbourne, not locked down Sydney. So there's a Melbourne Street and a Sydney Street just there, but Melbourne Street will be definitely open for business.
Yeah, that'll be open. Sorry about that, Sydney. 4 auctions at 10:30 a.m, Phil. On Saturday, we're going to be in Port Melbourne, Graham Callan Auctions for Mark Kirkham, this wonderful auction.
Gary, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That's a really good building, and of course, Knott Street in Port Melbourne is a really good location.
Phil, at 10:30, David Thompson's moving on from his 9:30 auction to auction this 1-bedroom apartment in Grange Road, Glenhuntly. Looks like a good one. And at the same time, at 10:30, Phil, we're going to be auctioning another 1-bedroom property in Barclay Street, St Kilda. This is a great-looking property.
Gary,
Jeremy Rosen's auctioneer.
1 bedroom, 1 bathroom there as well.
We can't get a look in at the moment, that 10:30 time slot, Phil, because Leo Samuel is doing the auction in Elm Grove, again, in the heart of McKinnon. A great location, Phil. We love McKinnon. We're in
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space.
We must be in about 15 suburbs on Saturday. We love it. Love being all over the place, just like this show, Phil. We've got only 1 auction for some reason. Funny scheduling this weekend, how it worked out. But we are going to be in Carnegie, Leo Samuel Auctions 3 at 1292 Glenhuntly Road.
Gary, what a beautiful looking property that is. Quite architectural, I don't mind saying. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 car space. That's a really good property, again, with beautiful courtyard gardens.
4 auctions at 12:30, Phil. We're going to be in Illawarra Street in Malvern East. Graham Callan, again, our auctioneer.
That is a really good property. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Good looking building, great location.
I get to roll up my sleeves and start my Auction day on Saturday, Phil, at 12:30, at 3 at 11 the Avenue. This has been popular.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, Gary, and a really good location there. All part of the Balaclava and St Kilda East vibe.
I've auctioned that block before. It's a really good looking block too, Phil. At 12:30 we are also going to be in Tennyson Street, Elwood. Jeremy Rosen auctions in his hood.
You could only describe that, Gary, as schmick as. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Check out the lounge dining room of that property. It's gorgeous.
Leo Samuel, I think, is doing 5 auctions on Saturday. He won't be much fun on Saturday night, will he, Phil? But he's like the Energizer Bunny, Leo, and he's going to be enjoying auctioning in St Hubert's Road, Cunningham.
Gary, what a beautiful town residence. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 car space via a carport.
If not sold prior, Phil will be selling this wonderful property in Beenack Avenue, Brighton East. You're scheduled to auction
740 square metres of prime land, Gary. That's a great property, and you could build some homes there subject to council approval.
There's nothing much hotter than single level villas at the moment, Phil. We've got a beauty on Murrumbina Road, number 24, Leo Samuel Auctions.
Gary, we've said so many times on the show how much we love these. These represent great opportunity for both owner-occupiers and investors. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a lock-up garage, and again, courtyard garden.
You're up and about on Saturday afternoon, Philip, 26 Park Avenue at 2:30 p.m.
Check out that property, Gary. That is 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, plenty of parking,
yes.
And a great property and just beautiful inside.
I think Jeremy Rosen's got 6 auctions on Saturday. He's going
Wow.
to be also not much fun on Saturday night. And he's going to be at 2:30 in Charnwood Road auctioning this terrific apartment for Nikki Janover.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 2 car spaces there, Gary, and Charnwood's a great address.
And so is Glenferrie Road, Phil, around the corner from your joint in Glenferrie Road, Malvern, number 355. I know this block and it's a ripper.
It is a good block, Gary. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That is a great location.
Double auction action, Philip, at 3:30 on Saturday afternoon. We're going to be hopping over to Kangaroo Road. You're the auctioneer there.
Boom, boom. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, a swimming pool, gorgeous in every possible way, renovated to the hilt there, Gary. A great home.
3:30 p.m. on Saturday, Phil. We have double auction action. 349 at 349. I beg your pardon. Orong Road.
Be part of the Alma Village there with 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space.
Great Street, Denby Road. Your father grew up there. If
He
I'm not
did,
mistaken,
Gary.
Phil.
He did.
4:30 p.m. and I saw your father. Gee, he looks great. He's going to be 90 soon. He looks
Playing
fantastic.
a round of golf at
He
90.
was.
That's pretty good going,
Fantastic.
isn't it?
Denby Road,
Denby
great
Road,
apartment.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and plenty of parketry there. Parketry right through that apartment. Gorgeous.
Let's get on to Sunday, Phil. We've had a very busy Saturday. Sunday morning, we kick off at 10:30 with double auction action. You've got a very big Sunday.
I
this
do.
week.
7 auctions, Gary. I don't mind saying.
a
This
big
is
one.
in Munt Street.
Yep.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 car space. That's a great apartment, and I love those big, older style 70s apartments.
812 Huntley Road kicks off also at 10:30 with Jeremy Rosen's as auctioneer.
Gary, got to love that one. Be part of the Caulfield South Junction there. Cafes on your doorstep. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathrooms, 1 car space. That's a really good location.
As is Victoria Avenue, Elstwick, Phil, just part of that Rip and Lee groove. Love this property.
It doesn't really get any more beautiful than that. It's really stunning. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, at least 2 cars there, or 4 if you've got those little smart cars or those tiny little gorgeous Fiats.
I don't know whether we should advertise car spaces for those cars, Phil, but I'll get back to you. 6 at 580 Inkerman Road. Also rock and rolls at 11:30, Phil.
Gary, that's a gorgeous older style building, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, beautifully renovated throughout, gorgeous timber floorboards. Move straight in and enjoy.
I've only got 1 auction to do, but I'll give it my best shot, Phil, on Sunday, and that is in Orong Road, 24 at 327 Orong Road. Know this block and love it.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space.
Phil, 11:30, we'll also have Lior back out. He's had a busy Saturday, but he's going to do it again on Sunday. 203 at 332 Newham Road, Carnegie.
2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 1 car space, Gary. Good looking building. And we're doing a lot in apartments this weekend, aren't we?
We sure are, and a lot in Newham Road, Phil, because Lior can walk from that auction to his next one, because his next one is at 89 Newham Road.
Gary, a great 2-storey townhouse, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, gorgeous garden areas, and beautifully renovated throughout.
I know that block well, Phil. I had a girlfriend there when I was a young man.
You
89
did,
Newham
Gary,
Road. I
and
did.
we will not talk about what you did in that building.
No, I'm glad we won't. There was nothing shameful, Phil. It was, it was a lovely time.
Well,
and,
Gary, I don't
move on.
believe you were married at the time.
I wasn't, Phil. So all bets are off, aren't they, for being, discreet and polite? We can just say, well, it was just a wonderful time. Phil, at 12:30, 2 at 66A Balaclava Road.
Gary, massive apartment, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, basement car parking, a small boutique building, a beautiful building. Very excited to have that.
12 at 376 Dandenong Road, also at 12:30, Jeremy Rosen's Auctions.
Gary's stunning apartment. This one, that is 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and 2 car spaces. Not 1, 2.
Back to houses, Phil, at 1:30 p.m. We've got double auction action, 166 Brighton Road. Love the look of this home.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, really good size home, Gary. There's a lot to love there.
Jeremy Rosen's is going to be in Westbury Street at 1:30. Phil is auctioning for Glenn Bricker.
2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, 2 car spaces. That's a really large apartment and lots to love there.
You've got
it's
the
a
big,
very schmick address.
You've got the big run home now, 2:30, 3:30 and 4:30. Let's start with your 2:30 auction, Phil, in 9 Narrawong Crescent. Love that home.
Gary, as you should, 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, car parking and a fantastic west-facing back garden. There's a lot of upside with that
You're
home.
going to be in Marv Hall Street and in Bentley at 3:30 on Sunday.
Gary, we love these courtyard apartments, big timber deck there. That's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and of course you've got Centre Road on your doorstep.
228 Elmer Road, Phil. Let's talk a bit about that property. 3:30, Jeremy Rosen's Auctions.
Gary, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space under the building, and of course you can walk to the Alma Village because it's literally a stone's throw from there.
And 510 Downhill Road, Phil. We're not 100% sure that's actually going to go all the way to auction, but you better find out if you're interested. 4:30 due to be auctioned on Sunday afternoon, Phil, and we've got to talk a little bit about a feature property of the week before we sign off. What an amazing property
Gary,
that is.
that's been in the family for decades, and Chattersley Avenue is one of St Kilda's best addresses, and this is 1,868 square metres of prime land with a frontage to Chattersley and also a frontage to a right-of-way which connects Chattersley to Warong Road. That's a development site, subject of course to council approval, but that's a blank canvas of course, because you could build your own estate there, you could build a family compound, or you could do a development there.
Subject to council approval, of course.
Certainly, Chattersley Avenue, big prices you're able to get for something that's finished there.
That is a big wrap on our end of financial year edition, Phil. Wrapping up the financial year on GPTV, the property market is still strong. The clearance rates, we didn't even talk about the clearance rates, but they were good on the weekend.
I think
we were
Gary.
75% or something like that.
75 for the industry, we're at 92, Gary, aren't we clever?
I don't think we were at 92, Phil.
I think we were. Well, we
sure.
just, a lot of statistics are made up on the spot.
86% of them, in fact. Phil, that's a big wrap on GPTV. A big weekend of offerings and coming up, some great sales, some great results. If you think you're buying or selling, speak to us. We'd love to help you. And if you want to rent something out or rent something from us, we'll help you there as well. And we'll look forward to continue to bring you the news of the real estate world on GPTV. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fabulous end to the financial year.